Welcome to this week's edition of Let Him Cook. Take two. Chill stream. I don't have a whole bunch of huge plans, except that I do have a short video to show you that's a tour of the new studio space. I'm basically meal prepping tonight. I want to eat a little bit more healthy this week. So I'm prepping a chicken recipe with some sauteed vegetables and some rice so I can make bowls with hummus and olives and vegetables and spinach and all that stuff with some dressing. So I'm gonna have to use ChatGPT though, because I don't have a plan for exactly how to make this chicken. I'm gonna have to tell Chat, okay, I have some avocado oil, here are my spices, how should I do the chicken? And in the same way, I'm gonna saute the vegetables, but it's just gonna be in a medley of stuff. So we're gonna have some conversations with Chat tonight. I'm so hungry, just talking about this. It's making me more hungry. So I need to cut up all of this broccoli. We'll add some carrot chips to us, and we're gonna start with the vegetables and then move to the chicken. I've already got my rice going behind me. I wish I could tell you that I had pre-planned a bunch of stuff for us to talk about, but I didn't. I've been working most of the day today, and it's kind of been a busy week for that kind of stuff anyway. That's all right. Can I do all this broccoli? Is that excessive? Will it fit? It'll reduce. Abby says, do you think Claude would give you a good recipe? You know, it might. And I've been using Claude more recently. I'm kind of jumping ship from ChatGPT to Claude because I like, there are just certain things I've learned about Claude, especially being able to vibe code your own applications. They can both do that, but Claude seems to treat its usage tokens a little bit more reasonably than Chat did in that department. So like I said, I'm basically jumping ship. But the thing I like about Chat is I really do like its voice mode. So we can test that tonight. I think I've got the Claude app on my phone. I don't mind using Claude instead of Chat. Really, the whole thing is just that we're having AI make us recipes out of whatever we have lying around. Abby says, I'm going to ask all three of my AIs for a recipe and make them see which one knows how to cook. That seems to be something all of them should be pretty good at. I mean, they have access to the internet now, so they can read cooking blogs and learn some principles. I know that for like over a year, Jacob, and I don't know if he's going to be here tonight or not, but he's used Chat to do this exact thing when he's kind of trying to stick pretty closely to his budget, or if he just hasn't gone shopping yet and he needs to know, hey, like, these are the ingredients I have in the house. What can I even make with this? And apparently it's done a very good job of saying, combine this, this, and this, make a sauce, combine that, saute it together, and you have a great recipe. So seems to be one of the things AI is a little bit better at. Once we do have more of the gang here, I do have a short video to show you a little tour of the studio space. Pretty stoked about it. Been working in there today. I had a production lesson with a student earlier and a guitar lesson with another student. Both of them were remote lessons, so I was just running them both from the studio. Okay, all the rest of this broccoli are pretty small pieces that I think should saute relatively easily. So I'm just going to put that all back in the bowl, get rid of all the bits there. Throw some carrots in, and that will be our vegetable medley. I'm not going to saute the spinach. The spinach normally works well as basically a salad base anyway. But having the other stuff sauteed is going to guarantee a bit more flavor. All right. Add maybe about half of this bag of carrot chips. These carrot chips are pretty big, but I don't really want to take the time to cut them all up. Yeah, there we go. That looks pretty good. It's a pretty good mix of broccoli and carrots, right? Okay, now it's time to have a conversation with a robot. Let's try it. I will go to Claude. And hopefully you can hear this. I'm going to go into voice mode. Sonnet should be fine. Hey there, I'm cooking to do some meal prep for the week, and I could use your help putting together a quick and easy recipe. Essentially, I'm prepping all of the ingredients to be able to make some rice, chicken, and vegetable bowls. I have some basmati rice going on the side, and then I also have some raw chicken that I need to dice and season and cook up. I also have a vegetable medley of broccoli and carrots. So the end result will be a bowl with rice, spinach, red pepper hummus, black olives, some broccoli and carrot sauteed medley, as well as chicken, and then I'll use some avocado dressing and Cholula hot sauce to top it off. Here's what I need from you. First of all, I need to be able to saute these carrots and this broccoli into something that is flavorful. And then I also will need to cook up this chicken in the same way or in something similar. Here are the spices and ingredients that I have on the side available for that. I have some avocado oil, and then in my cabinet I also have paprika, curry powder, garlic powder. I have parsley flakes, poultry seasoning, onion powder, black pepper, some Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning, marjoram, and ground cumin, as well as a bit of ground ginger and cinnamon. I also have a little bit of teriyaki sauce up top, but I don't know if that would be appropriate for this recipe. Aside from that, the only other things I have are some everything bagel seasoning and some sea salt. So with those things in mind, what can I use to saute my broccoli and carrots? And then also, what is a good way to prepare this 2 pounds of chicken that will meld nicely once I put them together into a bowl?
Got it. That's a great bowl combo. For the broccoli and carrots, I'd heat some avocado oil in a pan, then season with garlic powder, onion powder, a little. Okay, so for the veggies, I'd saute the broccoli and carrots in avocado oil with garlic powder, onion powder, a pinch of paprika, and a little Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning for a savory kick, finished with black pepper and a touch of sea salt. For the chicken, since it needs to complement the same bowl, I dice it and season it with paprika, cumin, garlic powder, onion powder, and a bit more of that Tony Chachere's for a warm, slightly smoky Creole flavor. Then cook it in avocado oil till golden. That way, both the veggies and chicken share a common flavor base, so they meld together nicely in the bowl. Want me to skip the curry, poultry seasoning, and teriyaki for this one, since they'd clash a bit with the Creole direction?
Yes, that sounds good.
Perfect. So to recap quickly, for the broccoli and carrot medley, heat avocado oil in a pan over medium-high. Toss it in the veggies, then season with garlic powder, onion powder, a pinch of paprika, a light dash of the Tony's Creole seasoning, black pepper, and a touch of sea salt. Sauteing until tender crisp. For the chicken, dice it up, coat it in avocado oil, then season with paprika, ground cumin, garlic powder, onion powder, a bit more Tony's Creole seasoning, and black pepper. Then cook it in a hot pan until golden and cook through. That shared spice profile should tie everything together nicely once it's all in the bowl with your rice, spinach, hummus, olives, and toppings. Anything else you want help with, like portioning or storage tips?
Cool. Okay. It's done it. So we're going to start with these vegetables. As it said, for the broccoli and carrot medley, we're going to heat the avocado oil in a pan over medium-high heat, toss in the veggies, and then start mixing in the seasoning. Garlic powder, onion powder. Okay, let's start setting these things out to the side here so that I don't forget. The nice thing is it didn't give me like really, really specific amounts. Excuse me, I'm working with a cable there. Ah! You're looking at my wall. Sorry about all that. The nice thing is it didn't give me specific amounts, so I can just kind of eyeball the proportions, which is fine with me. What's up? Nathan Abney Music in the house. What's up, brother? We're doing some meal prep for some kind of healthy bowls over the course of the week, and we're using a recipe that Claude just made up for me based on the spices that I have. So here's the things I'm going to need for the vegetables. Aside from the avocado oil, which is a given, I need garlic powder, onion powder, okay, paprika, Tony's, right? Black pepper, got that over here to the side. And a touch of sea salt, which I have right here. Okay, those are the things I need for the vegetables. So let's not overthink this. Before I even get to the chicken, let's basically tackle the vegetables. Well, let's do one other thing first. Now that I've already prepped the vegetables, let's cut this chicken and just have it ready to pour on over here to the side. That way we can get through with all the dirty stuff happens first. We can just be through with the raw chicken off rip. It's chicken juice in this thing. Okay. Wet hand, dry hand. Jacob would be so happy with me. So, how's everybody's week going? I know for me, I'm practicing for some things. Got a lot of interesting stuff going on at my day job right now, but at the same time, doubling down on music and client work. I have one returning client who wants to make another song with me, so I just started working on some stuff for her this evening. I was practicing for some other stuff. And then we also had a meeting today with all of the people on my music label that I'm a part of. And very soon I need to turn my attention back to new releases for me. I don't want to get so caught up with client work that I forget to just be putting out as much new music all the time as possible. But what about you guys? Wet hand, dry hand is the new red light, green light. Gavin Quilong says, I just liked. Well, thanks, Gavin. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Since you're new here, I'll let you know I'm a musician, I'm a singer and a songwriter, among other things. I love Jesus. And about once a week, we do this cooking show where I basically just hang out with everybody. We talk about what I'm up to. We talk about what you've been up to. Usually there's a deep thought of the week that we discuss. Tonight's a little bit more of a chill stream. And right now I am trying to very carefully dice this raw chicken. Because, say it with me, we don't mess around with raw chicken. Okay. Come on now, separate. There we go. Really, I guess I'll need to put that in a mixing bowl. So let me grab one of those. Abby says I got a credit card. I'm thinking about buying my espresso machine earlier than originally planned. That thing was beautiful. You showed it to me. I don't drink a lot of coffee. Not that I don't enjoy it, but I don't drink a lot of coffee. But that was a beautiful espresso maker, especially the one with the brass hardware. If you don't get that one, I'm not mad because you got to be smart with your budget. But That one is gorgeous. Nathan Abney Music says, week's been good for me working on music, not much other than that. Yeah, so Nathan and I, Nathan is one of my production students right now, and I have heard the music he's working on, and it's very cool. It's some of his best work. I'm looking forward to it. We've been talking through production recently. He's one of my, what you might call one of my Daybreak Creative House clients now. And we're about to start really digging into the mix portion. Something that I realized though, Nathan, that I said, this coming week we would start getting into the mix, but you and I might need to have a small conversation first about vocal editing. So don't let me forget about that, because we can still get into the mix. It's not going to stop us from at least starting on that, but we definitely want you informed about procedures for vocal editing. Everything from compositing to denoising to pitch editing. So don't let me forget about that the next time we have a lesson. Abby says you can make hot chocolate and stuff with the machine. That's cool. I mean, I'll be honest, I would probably make coffee more than I would make hot chocolate if I had something that was specialized for it. I've personally been kind of staying away from coffee usually recently, but that's not to say I won't drink it. Like if it's good and it's nice, like if somebody buys me Dutch Bros, I'm not going to say no. I just have to pace myself in how much I take in at one time. That's all. Starting to wonder if I need to sharpen this knife again. It's doing all right though. It's doing pretty good. Nathan says, works for me. Usually I just throw stuff through Melodyne and run Logic's built-in noise isolation plugin. I think I have the lowest tier of Melodyne that lets you do pitch but not vibrato or anything. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, that's all right. Like, I'm not going to make you buy tools that you don't have. I just want to make sure that we've touched every part of the process. And this is geeky, but usually things like vocal editing need to be done before the mix stage, because all of your plugins you use for mixing use up so much CPU power that you kind of want to have that baked and committed by the time you get there. I have a method that I use in case I need to go back and do edits during the mixing phase, because sometimes you start adding compression and effects to vocals, and then you start hearing stuff that you didn't hear the first time because it's being brought out more just by your effects that are stacking on. So, but we'll talk about that in the lesson. It occurred to me after we talked the other day, I was like, oh man, I forgot to even mention the vocal editing phase. All right, our chicken is all nice and diced. I think even before we start on these vegetables, we can go ahead and season the chicken too. And just sort of let it marinate a little bit before we throw it in the pan. Making sure all these cubes are relatively disconnected from each other. I'm trying to do it with one hand. There's a couple pieces in here I really want to pull apart. Okay, I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to two-hand it. I'm sorry. It's wet hand now. Okay, there we go. Thankfully I got a sink. I can just use my wrist there. Jacob says, JL Claudefelter in the house. He says, hello, I'm here to harass about moving over to Cubase instead of Logic because Very Audio might as well be Melodyne. I just got here. So Logic also has like built-in a built-in pitch editor. I just don't prefer it. I like, one of the things I like about Melodyne, if we're gonna have this geeky conversation, is that I can by hand tweak every single note to make sure that my pitch correction sounds real and organic and doesn't sound like auto-tune. So I can leave vibrato in, or I can reduce vibrato by very specific amounts, or I can just tilt a note back into pitch as opposed to pulling every part of it into pitch. So if I'm working on a vocal performance that is meant to sound very, very organic, that's when I'm going to lean hard on Melodyne. Does Very Audio does that too. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm using some Claude recipes tonight. Claude was helping me kind of put together how I can marinate this chicken and these vegetables because I'm just sort of meal prepping. But since you're here, let me show you guys a video. I took a little video right before the stream started, giving you a little tour of the studio space, including our kitchen set over here. I'm not even at 100% yet. We're gonna get together with David and make some acoustic wall hangers. I have a video backdrop, I forgot to mention this in it, that's folded up under the couch, and I just ordered a green screen for it that should be here, I guess, tomorrow. So I can put that up and do some more interesting reels and compositing and video stuff. But let me just show you this video really quick. Hey guys, I'm about to go live for an episode of Let Him Cook, but I thought I'd show you the upgraded studio space over here. And I'm still working on even taking this to the next level after that. But got this desk a couple of weeks ago. Speaker stands, the keyboard dude pulls out there so I can just sit here and do the work. Got the subwoofers, second monitor, the laptop sits down on the desk when I'm working for myself or working with clients. All the guitars are on the rack right here. Got this ICT 700 and drop B flat for reclaimer stuff, little Gitalele kind of uke thing, couple of basses. Helix is over here on the floor, and just kind of set up nicely so that clients or just myself can come in and be working on stuff really quickly and efficiently, or give private lessons. I've been working on cable management in the back so that things are sort of strapped down. Got the couch over here, and then the same sort of thing. I'm set up to go live for Let Him Cook here in a bit. And I'm still working on cable management and stuff here, but you can kind of see I've got this second monitor, cables strapped up underneath. So if I come around here, got our blue light kind of hanging. We're in the kitchen. So now, when we're kind of talking on stream, I can see the chat and my broadcasting software all together while we're working on the show. And then you've got a view over there into the studio. I still have some stuff I need to do. We're gonna get some acoustic paneling up on the walls. We're gonna make this wall back behind the couch look more aesthetically pleasing so that if I'm filming any content sitting at the desk, my background behind me looks just as good as the one in front of me. But this has become a cooler and cooler place to hang out. And what's really cool is I can use some Siri commands and turn the lights off and on, turn the power off and on to the speakers and that TV up there. So we're making these making these updates incrementally, trying to get things to function better, but also just look and feel a lot more professional. We're not there yet, but we're definitely a lot further than where we started. So I thought this would be easier than trying to show it to you during the live stream. So back to live. Yeah, so I see that JL says we need wall art ASAP. We do. One of the things I'm thinking about is the room looks, I mean, it looks better in person than it does on camera. Looking that direction, it's wonderful. But if I ever have a camera sitting on the desk and I'm recording footage of me talking to that camera, that wall on this side behind me where the couch is, it doesn't look as nice. So I'm gonna have to do some lighting effects maybe here in the kitchen. We'll have to put some acoustic padding there because that's one of the main reflection points. But yeah, a little bit of art, maybe some art on this wall in the kitchen that you can see from that camera shot. So I'm slowly working it out. I had to start with function, and now I'm starting to work on the form of things. The other thing that I mentioned too though is, like I said, I have it's like an 8.5 by 10 backdrop frame. It's folded up underneath the couch right now, and that way I can just break it out really quickly and put it over against this wall where the guitar amp is. And I've got a green screen coming for it, and then I'll probably get some other colored photography backdrops for it too. But I figured if I start with the green screen, then I can start making some more interesting reels. I can kind of do sort of what John Michael Howell does and composite myself in front of a field of daisies singing my song or whatever. So trying to make this, and then it can be a photography corner or podcasting corner too. So this entire space being extremely modular. So music and teaching and video and photography and client work all wrapped up. And then even the kitchen is sort of being absorbed a little bit by it because of this whole Let Him Cook thing. So Yeah, so Nathan, with the green screen, I'm not going to use the green screen for footage where I'm just sitting in the chair talking to the camera, because I want people to be able to see the studio space and the aesthetic lighting behind me, which means I've got to get more aesthetic lighting for this side of the room. But I still think the green screen is going to be very useful for making real content. Like R-E-E-L. Okay, let's go back to this Claude recipe before I totally just get lost in geeking out with you guys. I just set aside my spices for our vegetable medley, but I want to prep this chicken. So for the chicken, dice it up, check, coat it in avocado oil. Put my little recipe here on my phone. And with Claude, Jacob, I did basically what you do with chat all the time. I told it, here's what I have. Help me make this work together. So coat it in avocado oil. I'll be pretty liberal with this oil, I think. Then season with paprika, ground cumin, garlic powder. Okay, paprika. Ground cumin. Where's my ground cumin? That's curry powder. That's curry powder. I told it I had ground cumin. I don't think I was lying. There we go. Got my ground cumin here. Garlic powder and onion powder. A bit more Tony's Creole seasoning. The old Satch over here. Live captions, you may actually be able to have live captions on YouTube. It's pretty good at that now on live videos. Test the feature. I think it's available. Tony's Creole seasoning, and then black pepper. Okay, now just let me double check myself. And did I need any sea salt for this chicken? No, okay. So let me just mix this all together. Get this chicken coated in all these ingredients, and a little bit just got on my dry hand thumb. Oh, not even an option on my screen. That's okay. I get it, man. I've been in hustle mode for the last couple of days too. Okay. This looks like it could use a little bit more seasoning. No, but ooh, that smells nice. That's a good I can smell the combination of spices though, and it's quite good. It's quite nice. Whoo, that chicken is cold. All right. All right, the chicken is marinating. I'm just looking at it and it just looks like it could use more. Just looks like it could use more. So I'm just gonna hit it with a little bit more of that. The chicken sounds absolutely terrible on the microphone. That is hysterical. Okay, over here to the stove. Grab the biggest pan that I can. Where's my big pan? There it is. I just washed it earlier. Yes, okay. This is maybe the time to take a screenshot for the thumbnail competition. So I don't have a theme in mind. Okay, since we did Spider-Man last week, let's do the Odyssey. Let's do like Greek and Roman antiquity. Okay, so I'm just gonna stand here with this pan. Flex up a little bit, yeah? Okay, here we go. Get your screenshots now. Okay, hopefully you got that. Yeah, we'll do Greek and Roman antiquity a la the Odyssey, since we're kind of doing movie themes over the last couple of weeks. All right, start heating up this pan, and let's revisit. I already have all of my stuff set out here that we're going to marinate the vegetables in. So we just need to start getting this heated up with some avocado oil in it. We're going to toss the vegetables in that avocado oil once it's nice and hot, get them coated, and then we will add our spices. And that'll be that for the vegetable medley. Very simple. If somebody else got the pose and wants to send it to Jacob, please do. What I've been thinking is I would like to actually just post a picture to my story that you guys can grab from there. But sometimes there's already other prep involved in the stream, making sure the camera and the lights are set up. That's been a whole big part of this project that I've been doing, is making everything as quick and turnkey as it can be. Like, how quickly can I just flip a couple things on and be ready to do Let It Cook? How quickly can I just flip a couple things on and be ready to record a session or conduct a lesson or make a reel with a green screen? I just really want everything to be as absolutely fast as possible on the setup so that I can be more productive. Abby says, making you into the siren. That's right. Sailors of old saw my beautiful face in the water and jumped out of their ships as I sang to them, we already made it through the night. Just letting this heat up. Life at Life says, why hasn't life broken you yet? He's too happy. Well, you're asking the deep questions, brother. Jesus. I have been through more than you might think. But there's definitely people that have been through more than me. You've asked a very good question. Joy is a fruit of the Spirit. That means when you've received Jesus into your life, you have joy on the inside of you that you can access no matter what you have been through. And I've been through some stuff. I'm not going to act like I haven't. But some of my favorite things, when I was younger, or a handful of years ago, we had a testimony service at my church. And if you don't know what that means, it was just essentially a bunch of people telling stories about their lives and the way that God had been present with them and brought them out of things that they had gone through. And a lot of these were like older people that I had known for most of my life, into my adult life. And some of the grisly stories they told. And I don't say that to magnify how bad it was, but to say I never knew it, because these were people who still had joy in their life. They didn't wear that trauma and that scarring on their sleeve. I knew a guy one time, he was a good friend of mine. He was a worship leader at a church. And that was all I had ever known him as. He was very friendly. This pan is so full, I need a bigger pan. Okay, I don't know if I can saute this the traditional way. I'm gonna have to use a wooden spoon or something to start getting this turned over. Sorry. But I knew him as a worship leader, and we had done some music projects together. And he was from a South American country. I'll leave it at that. I won't be too specific. But one night, I caught him out in the parking lot, and we just started talking talking about our lives and our backgrounds. He started telling me some of his story. He had actually been the son of a politician in a third world country in South America. But because he was the son of a politician, he had grown up rich in an otherwise third world poor country. And because of that, pretty much everybody hated him. He had grown up with closets full of J's and living in a nice estate while everybody else was struggling to survive and eat. But because of that, he got into some trouble. He got into things like drug deals and just organized crime of various types because he was a spoiled kid that could get away with it. And, you know, he told me some stories, again, they're not my stories to tell, about some acts of violence, like real violence he participated in that were terrifying. But the thing was, I had such a hard time picturing him doing the stuff. He was about my same age, he wasn't that old. But he told me some things that he did to other human beings that were horrendous. And I looked at him and I was like, dude, but I would never know. I would never know that you had done those things. I would never know, because I've only ever known you after your experience with Jesus. I've only ever known you after your life and your attitude and your whole self was changed. If he had never told me that story and those stories, I would never have guessed. So I think there's something to be said about it's not that you don't go through stuff, not that you don't face things. It's not that you haven't been through things that would make other people give up and quit and live under a bridge. I had somebody say that to me once about some of the things I had been through. They're like, dude, other people would have totally given up. But when you have Jesus in your life, you know a couple of things. First of all, you know that that's not the way things are supposed to be. Now, Jesus told us in this life you will have trouble. So I'm not saying that we'll never have adversity. But there is this knowing on the inside of you, and that we have in the scripture, that when trouble comes up, it's not supposed to stay. And that's not what we weren't meant to be living in a constant state of trauma and trouble. We were meant to live a good life. God says in John 10:10, the Holy Spirit says, through John, I wish above all things that you would prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. Your soul is your mind, your emotions, right? So if we know that life is supposed to be good, then when the bad stuff happens or tries to happen, our response to it is not to just roll over and go, well, that's life. Life sucks and then you die. We go, no. Christ has redeemed me from the curse of the law according to Galatians 3:13. And if this thing that is going on seems like the curse of the law, then it's something that I'm supposed to resist. It doesn't mean you won't have to contend with it, but it means it is something you're supposed to resist and stand some authority over. So I say that to say, like, I know what it is to be depressed. I know what it is to be in despair. I know what it is to go through dark, hard times. I don't know it as much as other people do. I mean, we don't have to compare trauma or anything. Like, other people have definitely been through worse than I've been through. But I have seen people who have been through worse than I've been through, who are even better at being joyful than I am. And that has taught me something. So thanks for asking the deep questions. I didn't have a deep question of the day. You brought it up. And what I mean is, if you've never been on this live stream before, usually I have excuse me. Whew, I just sneezed like my grandma. I scream sneezed. Usually I have a deep thought of the day that we discuss, and I hadn't thought of one for tonight because I was too busy. So thank you for bringing up a good deep thought of the day. This needs more seasoning, dude. It does. I'm going to hit it with a little bit more garlic powder. I don't just want hot vegetables. They're supposed to be sauteed and crispy. I think that they feel a little overcooked already. I think I used a touch too much oil, but that's all right. Usually I would toss them in the skillet and saute them properly, but I had more vegetables than I was expecting. Okay, let me try a piece of this broccoli. See how we did here. Ooh, that's hot. No, that's all right. That is in fact not overcooked. It's still got some crunch to it. Still a little crispy. And honestly, I mean, if you want some music about that, go look up Samuel Day, wherever you listen to music, Spotify, Apple Music, that's me. That's one of the biggest things I do, is that I'm a singer and a songwriter and a recording artist. Go look up songs like Stand Through This. That one's about that kind of determination in life. Or Warrior Spirit. Kind of some of my alternative rock-inspired pop stuff usually deals with subject matter like that. And then go listen to the fun stuff too, like Living Lovely and Through the Night and Beautiful Dream, if you're in the mood for some more like kind of electronic pop stuff. Thanks for the insight. Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. That's why we're here. That's why we're cooking. Okay. So now I have a very important question. Will this 2 pounds of chicken fit into that skillet, or do I need to, I think I can make it fit in the skillet. Do I need to cover it? I'm gonna cover it just to, where's the lid? I think the lid is in the, dishwasher. Okay, that's fine. I think I can get all that chicken in there, I think. But it just told me to like cook it until it's golden brown. It didn't give me a time. That's all right, we're brave. We're adult cooks here, we can do it. Oh, that smells great. Oh my goodness. I think I need more oil though, because it's sticking to the pan a little bit. It's okay. I have that. I have oil. Yeah, that pan's not quite big enough for that much chicken. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just stacked a little too thick. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna add a little bit more oil. And be generous with the avocado oil. Stir that around so that it kind of helps fry it a little bit, so to speak. This chicken should reduce pretty quickly though, so my suspicion is that it will fit more down flat into the pan once it's done that. So I'm not going to cover it yet. I want to cover it to make sure it's cooked through all the way. But first we got to let a little bit of the juices steam out and reduce. Sarah over in Instagram, what is up? So for those of you who took a snapshot of our pose earlier, make sure that you DM me the results. Remember, we're going with the ancient Greek, ancient Roman, Odyssey-inspired theme for the thumbnail competition this week. Have any of you cooked anything new recently, made any new recipes? Technically, this recipe is new because Claude just made it up. Okay, that's getting there. That's almost there, and then I think I can put a lid on it after that. I think I'm finished with these spices, so I'll go ahead and put them up. Looks like we only have about 3 minutes left on our basmati rice. That's wonderful. I have been getting some lychee coconut jelly for my boba tea recently. So usually I have crystal boba, which I do still have some of that, right? So I use this stuff, the crystal boba. I don't know if you can see that in there. There's not a lot left in there. I've been drinking it. But then I also got some coconut lychee jelly. I've really been enjoying that. So I'm expanding my boba tea operation and palette. For those of you who are interested in a Daybreak Creative House, I've already had some clients starting to contact me, and that's exciting. It's actually the point of where, like, I've got to be like, okay, pump the brakes, because I still have to do my own projects too, but that's a good thing. I'm excited about that. Also, I know I shared this with you last week, but The Unchanging has been hitting some radio stations recently, and that's been really cool. That new song I've got out with Tahila. Just heard from her yesterday. It was good to hear from her. Laura G says hi. Hi, Laura G. Welcome to the stream. You know, I really do need to keep, I guess I need to get a bot programmed or something. I need to keep my link tree up here. So if you want to connect with me, check out some music, some of the other things that I've been working on, you can find me in that link tree address there. I just put it in the chat. If you're comfortable letting us know, if you're a new viewer, if you're comfortable letting us know where you're from, don't tell us your address. Don't even have to tell us the exact city, but if you want to give us like country and state or something, that would be cool. Love to know where people are coming from. All right, this chicken definitely is still raw-ish. So I'm gonna put a lid on it to help that heat kind of work all the way through now that it's in a more reasonable state. Turn up the heat a little there too. Okay, where'd I put the lid? There we go. Just seal in some of the heat there. Help the chicken cook all the way through. And the rice is finished. Now, here's an important question. Is this rice going to fit into my big glass storage bowl? Or am I gonna have to split it up? Don't use the wooden spoon, Sam, that you used with the raw chicken. That would be a bad idea. Use this flat one. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Rice is finished. I think it might. It might, or at least most of it I think is going to get in there. Once it's fluffed up, maybe not, but let's try it. Let's see. Oh, maybe. Yeah, it fits. I just need to fluff it. Don't forget to fluff your rice. I gotta fluff it. I gotta get it kind of separated here. And then I'll let it steam itself out a bit. Perfect. I tell you what, here's the thing. When I started this show, I didn't even have storage containers that were big enough for the stuff I was making. Like, it's so nice to just have a thing that you need. Yeah. Okay. Grab my wooden spoon. Turn through this chicken a bit. Okay. That's good. That's good. It's juicing out a bit more. Let's let it reduce again. It's definitely not done, but I gotta let this boil down because there's a lot of liquid in here. Bro, having a thing that you need is one of the most satisfying things. Like, things that just work. Bro, I can't love efficiency enough. I know, I hear you. That's the thing, like, I didn't have big enough storage containers. The studio wasn't optimized, and it's getting so much closer. I was doing cable management the other day, wrapping all the cables together, putting them into one conduit kind of coil, tacking things up underneath the desk with some cable wraps. And that's what I was saying earlier. Just having this whole space continuing to move toward where I can flip this on, I'm ready to cook, I'm ready to live stream, I'm ready to do a music session for myself or for a client, I'm ready to shoot some video in front of a green screen. I don't know if you were here earlier when I showed the little tour video, but while I work on this chicken, let me play that back for you one more time so you can kind of see what we're working with, because I'm sure sometime in the near future you'll be in here with me too, and there's definitely still upgrades that need to happen, acoustic treatment, wall art, more lighting, more smart plugs that I can yell at my phone and tell Siri to turn on. But take a look at this if you didn't see it the first time. Hey guys, I'm about to go live for an episode of Let Him Cook, but I thought I'd show you the upgraded studio space over here. And I'm still working on even taking this to the next level after that. But got this desk a couple of weeks ago. Speaker stands, the keyboard dude pulls out there so I can just sit here and do the work. Got the subwoofers, second monitor, the laptop sits down on the desk when I'm working for myself or working with clients. All the guitars are on the rack right here. Got this ICT 700 and drop B flat for reclaimer stuff. Little Gitalele kind of uke thing, couple of basses. Helix is over here on the floor. And just kind of set up nicely so that clients or just myself can come in and be working on stuff really quickly and efficiently or give private lessons. I've been working on cable management in the back so that things are sort of strapped down. Got the couch over here. And then the same sort of thing. I'm set up to go live for Let Him Cook here in a bit. And I'm still working on cable management and stuff here. But you can kind of see I've got this second monitor. Cables strapped up underneath. So if I come around here, got our blue light kind of hanging. We're in the kitchen. So now, when we're kind of talking on stream, I can see the chat and my broadcasting software all together while we're working on the show. And then you've got a view over there into the studio. I still have some stuff I need to do. We're going to get some acoustic paneling up on the walls. We're going to make this wall back behind the couch look more aesthetically pleasing so that if I'm filming any content sitting at the desk, my background behind me looks just as good as the one in front of me. But this has become a cooler and cooler place to hang out. And what's really cool is I can use some Siri commands and turn the lights off and on, turn the power off and on to the speakers and that TV up there. So we're making these making these updates incrementally, trying to get things to function better, but also just look and feel a lot more professional. We're not there yet, but we're definitely a lot further than where we started. So I thought this would be easier than trying to show it to you during the live stream. So back to live. Yeah, there we go. Is that a chain on the guitar rack? Yeah, it's a little plastic chain. I think it's from the New Year's party. I think it's from the Through the Night music video shoot. Maybe. Let me go look. Let me go find out. It's been on there for so long I stopped thinking about it. But I do have my little griffin from the craft show. It says happy birthday. I think it was from someone's birthday party, and I just hung it on there. But I have my little griffin from that craft show we went to. He lives on the guitar rack with his little I guess his little girlfriend, the little unicorn duck thing over there. Callista says, I'm here, how's it going? What's up, Callista? I've just been showing some footage of the studio that I've been kind of reworking and taking to the next level, and we're just sort of meal prepping ingredients for these kind of kava inspired bowls that I'm going to be eating this week. So I'm making a bunch of chicken, but we did our vegetables and chicken like saute recipes using Claude AI to just take what I already had in my spice cabinet and make this up. Now I'm reducing the chicken, just trying to get some of this, because there's a lot of liquid in there because it was frozen. Stop being delusional says, can you turn on the fan, please? My room is getting smoked up with the food smells. Thank you. I pay lots of rent to share the house with you. Hey, man. First of all, you should be thanking me. You should be thanking me. I wish you could smell what I'm smelling. Secondly, your comment doesn't creep me out because I have literal years of martial arts experience. So the worst thing that happens is a little bit of jujitsu. But no, I mean, I wish you could smell what I'm smelling. That's wonderful. I'm just playing with you. He's in the attic. Well, I know for the longest time there were squirrels living in my attic, so say hey to the squirrels for me. Yeah. Again, thank you so much to all the new people who are joining the stream this week. I subscribe because you're cool. I appreciate that. For those of you who are new to the stream, do check out... We do. Stop being delusional. We all love you and you're welcome here. If you want to check out some of my music, some of my travel vlogs, catch a concert that I'm performing at sometime, go check out my Linktree. Find me on Spotify, Apple Music, and remember, Jesus loves you. Abby says he is the squirrel that ate your internet. Oh my goodness, plot twist. Yeah, there was a reason that I couldn't have like AT&T fiber in my apartment because I think they fixed this by now, but at the time the squirrels kept eating through the fiber lines. The squirrels and the wasps. The wasps had a colony in the conduit line on the outside of the building, and they were eating through the fiber lines too. All right, I think this chicken is basically well and truly done. Let's make sure one last time that it's cooked through. I'm gonna put the lid back on for another minute or two. And then I'm gonna bite into one because I'm pretty confident in this chicken. We have our vegetable medley already, which means all we gotta do when this is finished is build a bowl. Put some rice and some vegetables and some spinach and some chicken and some avocado dressing and Cholula and some Kalamata olives and some red pepper hummus in there. And maybe have some boba tea with it. It's been a worky day. Gave a guitar lesson today, gave a music production lesson today, had meetings for work, had meetings with the music label, started working on pre-production for a client's music project, and practiced a little bit on my own, so I think after this, I'm basically done for the day. I might vibe code on the side tonight. I think I'm gonna play some games tonight, or just chill, watch a movie or something, depending. But I had an idea for an app I wanted to vibe code, so I think that's gonna be happening on my laptop to the side. He says, did you train in martial arts? I did too, 4 years of high school and wrestling, and then did boxing for 10, that's about it. That's awesome. Yeah, no, I did. I'm a black belt in Kempo. I've done some Muay Thai, and then a little bit of just a little bit of odds and ends here and there, a little bit of Krav Maga, a little bit of Aikijitsu, a teensy tiny bit of grappling, but I'm not a very good grappler. Most of what I've done is stand up striking based stuff. It's been a few years. I've been out of it for a few years. I was in the best shape of my life a few years ago when I tested for my black belt. But I appreciate that the dojo and the gym that I trained at, we learned some of the artsy stuff, but then we also learned some of the practical stuff like Muay Thai, because nobody's winning a fight, like this necessarily. It's more, more of that stuff. So, yeah. JL says, how much super scaling have you done in DaVinci, Sam? None. What do you mean by super scaling? Are you talking about AI-based video upscaling? I don't actually know that term. What do you mean super scaling? Help me out here, bro. I'm a little embarrassed. I feel like it's something I should know, but it's okay. We all learn every day. Okay. See, this chicken is really tender. It's flipping me out. Let's stick into the bottom just a little bit. It's flipping me out because when it's this tender, your brain goes, is it actually done? Is it actually cooked through? But it has to be, right? I'm gonna turn off this heat. It has to be. Oh my goodness, it smells amazing. Good job, Claude. All right, let me get the chunkiest boy in here. The thickest piece of chicken, because if the thickest piece of chicken is done, then all the other ones must be also. Okay, there we go. See that? There's my bite. Okay. Oh yeah. That's done. That's good. All right, we're ready to build a bowl, my friends. I'm gonna finish this piece of chicken so I don't cross-contaminate, put it back in there. Yeah, DaVinci can AI upscale to 4K and higher. I just did it on a 10-minute timeline. We'll see how my GPU holds up. Interesting. I didn't even know DaVinci could do that. I've been using DaVinci a lot lately for its auto captions. It's been very, very useful for creating reels. I've been recording private lessons with my students for Daybreak Creative House content and then cutting out pieces of those to make reels. So it's very helpful. Cross-contaminate with who? Stop being delusional. Look, you never know. I don't know that when I'm gonna have a guest. Sometimes like one time David came over to work on my car and I was like, hey bro, like let me make you a burger. So while I don't think anybody's gonna be at my apartment in the near future, if it happens, I wanna make sure that my food is at least like prepared and I didn't like take a bite of something and put it back in there. Bro, that chewing is not ASMR safe. I'm sorry. I always forget that this microphone is pointed directly at my gullet, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. It didn't occur to me. Let's build this bowl. I'm so hungry. Okay, step 1, bed of rice. Don't use the wooden spoon. Use the flat one that did not touch the raw chicken. Sounded absolutely disgusting. I'm so sorry, guys. I really am. I did mix the raw chicken by hand earlier, and I wet hand, dry handed it. It was wonderful. Oh, come on. Don't act like you've never heard a little squirshing and squishing in your lifetime. You'll be fine. We'll all be fine. Okay, so we put some rice in there. Wonderful. That's step 1. Step 2, we add some spinach. Kind of make a salad base out of this. Essentially, we're doing just exactly what they do at Cava, but I'm doing it at home. So nice good handful of spinach there. Bed that in there. Maybe a little more. Abby, you're gonna have to come on the stream and teach him how to be food safe. Brother needs an FHL ASAP. I don't know what an FHL is. I feel like the fact that I just said I don't know what an FHL is gonna make you say that's why you need one, but I don't know what it is. Is it like food handling license? I do. Right? That context clues. Is that what that means? Food handling license? All right, so we have our rice, we have our spinach. Now, we have our medley of vegetables that we sauteed earlier. It's just carrots and broccoli. So we'll do a nice bit of that in there. Great, beautiful. Things are looking more and more colorful now. That's wonderful. Then we add our protein. Gonna get some chicken in there. Yes. Okay, wonderful. All right. And then while I'm thinking about it, I'm just gonna go ahead and store the rest of that chicken in one of these glass storage bowls. Because here's the thing, guys. I don't wanna have a whole bunch of cleanup I have to do after the stream is over. I like to clean as I go if I can. First order of business is no more defrosting meat in the microwave. Will you stop outing me? Look, I was working all day and I didn't know how much chicken I was gonna have to use. I have defrosted chicken properly before, but the microwave has a defrost option that gives you meat, poultry, or fish, and then you defrost by weight. And then after I defrosted, it was still a little bit, frosty. It didn't cook the chicken. Just roasting me once again on my stream. Why you always roasting me? Woo-hoo. All right, put some of this chicken in my little glass bowl here that I have the lid for. There's been some changes in our lives. Oh, I can feel the distance. Space and time has made everything different. I don't know why. It's amazing to me how much 2 pounds of chicken can reduce. That doesn't look like 2 pounds of chicken minus 1 serving. Come on, dude. All right. Let that soak. Ugh. Why do we cook when there's so many dishes? Before, do it right every time. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so we now have our chicken, our broccoli and carrots, spinach and rice in there. It's time to start topping this off. Take it to the next level of flavor here. I'm gonna add some black olives, some Kalamata olives to this. Actually, before we do that, we will add our dollop of red pepper hummus, because then the olives will kind of stick to that a little bit better. So we have some red pepper hummus here that I got from Walmart. Package wasn't opened. It's the first time I've opened this one. Haven't even used it yet. There we go. I just lost that spoon into the abyss of the sink. I'm just gonna get another one, dude. I don't know what it touched down there. I'm gonna write SOPs for this, since now that's part of my job description. I like how all of you that are regulars on the stream are slowly like creating job positions for yourself. Like, yeah, I'm a moderator and I'm a moderator and production specialist on the Let Him Cook live stream and podcast. All right. There we go. Got some of our red pepper hummus in there. Rinse that spoon off. And then we'll go for the olives next. And then we will dress it and we're done. No, like I literally get paid for this. Just throw it in the garbage bin. Well, I have to wash everything in the sink eventually anyway. I just didn't want to put it on this food. What I love about this though is like how colorful and how much of a fiesta this stuff becomes. I need to put olives on my grocery list for tomorrow, because again, like if you look, it's just, it looks prettier and prettier as the build continues. I feel so healthy just looking at it. And it actually, the flavor is great. Healthy food can taste really good if you just use some spices and just use some spices and dress it up, you know? Okay, now you all have already thoroughly roasted me about my Cholula in the fridge. My fridge Cholula is almost empty, at which time it will be replaced by my non-fridge Cholula, which will live outside in room temperature for the duration of its lifetime. Thank you for educating me, my friends. But for now, I have to finish the fridge Cholula. Claude invoices Sam for $75. I was going to do $150 per stream. Well, as a fellow independent contractor, I respect the hustle. All right, so we're gonna drizzle this avocado dressing. It's kind of like an avocado ranch. Oh, that is more than enough. And then hit it with some hot sauce. Hit it with some Cholula for a little bit of heat and flavor. I can probably just finish off this bottle. And I do need to mix this together. Right now it looks a little crazy. But we have our rice, our spinach, our vegetable medley, our seasoned sauteed chicken, some red pepper hummus, Kalamata olives, avocado dressing, and Cholula. And then the finishing touch, I had a conversation with, it was either ChatGPT or Claude the other day. The finishing touch for this now is going to be everything bagel seasoning. Come on, you know it's a good idea. JL Cloudfilter says, for real, I think every person needs to work a kitchen job at least once so they know how this goes. Yeah, closest I have is Hobby Lobby. I worked at Hobby Lobby for a summer. Look at that. Would you just look at it? It's wonderful. It's beautiful. Okay. Did any of you happen to submit any? Okay, I have 2 submissions for the thumbnail competition. Jacob, that's hilarious, brother. That's so funny. That's so funny. Okay, I've got Jacob's. Looks like I have one from Abby, too. Ooh. Oh, yeah, Abby says you pick. Well, one of these is definitely more flattering than the other. Oh, there's 3. Oh, goodness, there's 3. This is hard. Oh, these are, I'm going to download both of them, but I think I'm going to do the one where I'm not a siren. Just because I think it's so cool. Okay, let me save that. And then I'll check and I'll check my Instagram DMs too and see if anybody else submitted any. The theme was like ancient Greek or Roman, basically the Odyssey. Since we were kind of doing movie themes and last week we did Spider-Man, kind of leaning into the Odyssey this week since it's a hot topic at the moment. Okay, I've got those. I'm airdropping them to my computer. Remember, if you haven't submitted one and you still want to, you can submit one by the end of the night and I will still put it up for the vote in my Instagram story. But for now, we have technically 2 official entries, but we've got 3 to look at. Airdropping those at the moment. I've got them. I have them. Oh, one of them, okay. That's so funny, dude. Abby says, I just want to say I had to specify that I wanted you to be a male siren in that one because originally you were most definitely not a male siren. I think I know what you mean. Yeah, we got to keep it at least PG-13 on my stream. I'm not necessarily a PG guy. We can be PG-13, but we can't go above PG-13. I also don't want people to think I'm making a political statement that I'm not making. Okay, let me just kind of cap up a few things here and we'll take a look. Oh goodness, excuse me. We will take a look at the submissions. Okay, let me pull these up in preview. And then this is the one thing that I always have to pause a little bit with to make sure that it comes through properly. Window capture, preview. Okay, you guys ready for this? Here we go. There we go. All right, this is Jacob's submission. He went with a theme of the Odyssey plus what I think is Barney. Big purple dinosaur. I'm wearing a purple dinosaur Snuggie. But then all of the characters from the Odyssey are in the boat. We got Odysseus back here. Penelope, which is a man. No, well, I can't, it's got a beard. It's got to be a man. Eurylochus and Achilles over here. I actually really enjoy this cartoonish Cyclops. It's wonderful. And the way that the purple is just sort of bleeding onto him. The fuzzy dinosaur on my shield. This is hysterical. And it's got to be Barney, right? Because like it says B on the belt buckle. It says B on the bow of the ship. This is so funny. This is so funny. All right. So that is Jacob's. That will be in the voting for the thumbnail competition. This is Abby's unofficial one. I think I'm going to go with the other one. I don't know. They're both cool. One is funnier than the other. So maybe if you guys want to choose which one should be Abby's entry. But here's me as a siren, which I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'm like look at these scales. These look bulletproof, dude. I'm like the most battle ready siren you ever did see. Like, oh, went to the wrong one. Like I shredded this ship back here. Those holes in the sail, I did that. Just peacocking on the top of this rock like, I want to be where the people are. That's hysterical. And I love the teal and amber blockbuster movie color grading and color scheme here. I love the way that my head is actually occluding the title at the top. That's wonderful. Oh, the first one? Abby, because you sent 3, but I didn't think that one was one you wanted. Okay, no, I'll show it. Abby sent me 3. She sent me 3. But I only grabbed the 2 that I thought were like official. Okay, give me a second. Yeah, you're right. There's technically not such a thing as a male siren. You're right. Closest thing you could call me is maybe a merman. All right, let me get this open back up. All right, here's Abby's other one. I am the Trojan horse, which I don't know why it composited my face so poorly on here. It looks like it was just cut out in 2003 Photoshop and stuck on there. But it's me, knock knock Troy, it's me. I don't even know what to say about this. It is what it is. And then we have the one that is probably the most accurate, which is this one. So don't ask me how I'm holding the shield. I have plunged my fingers into the metal of the shield and I'm just holding it, but we don't have to talk about that. This one has like all of the, it's got all the elements. It's got like story elements, right? It's got the Cyclops back here, Zeus, I guess, looming in the background, all the sirens chilling out on the rocks, calling sailors to their doom, a whirlpool. I don't remember if there's like a Cerberus type multi-headed dragon in the Odyssey. I genuinely don't remember. But this one has like all the clickbait elements. So out of Abby's 3, I don't know which to pick. This one might be my favorite just because it has all the elements of the actual story and people like might want to click on it on YouTube. This one is clearly really funny. These are both really funny. So if you guys have a thought about which of Abby's 3 submissions we should use for her entry, feel free to weigh in the chat. JL says, Trojan horse wins for sure. You know, I knew it was dangerous to give you this kind of power, but hey, if that's your vote, that's your vote. Where's the lid? Guys, where's the lid for the olives? Dude, tell me the lid didn't go in the sink. It's just a little lid. Okay, I don't think it went in the sink. But I do need to know where it went. Here's the thing, if I absolutely can't find it, I can watch the stream. I can watch the stream recording back. I have video evidence of wherever it went. So JL votes Trojan Horse. Do we have any other votes for any of the other ones? Odysseus, Merman. Because if that's the only vote, that's what's going to be your entry. Where's the lid? Oh, Sarah just submitted one. This is so funny. Okay, I'll show this one. I'll show this one on stream. Let me get this airdropped over. We have one from Sarah now too. That's so funny. I love the genre mixing. When the genre mixing happens, that's always fun. All right, Sarah, let me get this added here. Lost my mouse for a second. And one more moment. Okay. There's Sarah's. Let him cook an odyssey of flavor. Just keep roasting me about this chicken thing. Even Zeus doesn't microwave. Not all heroes wear capes. Some wear aprons. Siren saying, I turned up the air fryer. This isn't just dinner. This is a legend in the making. Slay hunger. Avoid burning the kitchen. Make it epic. He survived Scylla, the Charybdis, and your family group chat. Cooking is my cardio. Would cross an ocean for that meal. I think one of my favorite things is, first of all, I think you just took like a random screenshot. I love that you just took a random screenshot because I'm clearly holding like my hand drying towel. But I think my favorite part of all of this is the toga. I'm really enjoying the toga. All right. Well, guys, I genuinely don't know where the lid for my olives went, and I will find it eventually. But if I don't find it soon enough to put these olives back in the fridge, I'm just gonna have to put some plastic wrap over the top. Oh, let me add olives to my grocery list right now, since we're thinking about it. Okay, guys, I'm going to eat dinner, and I'm not going to make you watch me eat dinner tonight. I'm going to go ahead and close up the stream after I put Kalamata olives on my grocery list. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I know I haven't been super consistent with the Let Him Cook live streams lately, and that's just because I've been really busy. Busy with new music coming out of mine, busy with Daybreak Creative House stuff, busy with church stuff, busy with jobs and things. So thank you guys for being here. Sea salt of tears, black pepper of doubt, and oregano of the gods. Nope, you're right. That's what it says. Olive oil, extra virgin, basically liquid gold, pita bread. Man, there's a lot of little. I love the Easter eggs. That's wonderful. Okay, guys, there's the final result of tonight's efforts, and then I have a bunch more ingredients to make this lunch and dinner, or at least dinner for the rest of the week. I'm going to house this stuff. I love you. Remember, Jesus loves you. Until next time, onward and upward, my friends. Be sure to tell your friends about my new song, The Unchanging, with Tehillah. Add it to your playlist if you haven't already. Give it a few spins for me. And go check out my new business, Daybreak Creative House. I'll see you guys next time. I'm going to play you out on a couple music videos.
Another sunrise as the atoms of the universe revolve. Beauty in your eyes content resolve.